So this House file, Madam Chair, actually I can't remember what it does after the last conversation. Well, so someone is coming up here. So, Madam Chair, members,
I'm sorry, did I say Representative Lesch was 389?
Yes, just said it just now.
You are now. The bill is moved into force. Thank you.
We fund 911 services in the state of Minnesota.
Do you have an A5? Would you like that?
Yes, what is it? Yes, I'd like it.
Representative Lesch now moved to A5 to give the bill to order. You would like it? Questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those say nay. The A5 is adopted. Representative Lesch.
Thank you. We fund 911 services in Minnesota by charging a fee on your phone bill. And as has happened in the course of the last 10 years, there are more and more phones, and 20% of the market now being sold, that don't have a phone bill because they're prepaid services. And one of the leading providers of that service was paying what they thought were estimated charges based upon how many phones they sold. But their chief counsel then came to them and said, by the way, Minnesota state law says this is a tax to be paid by the consumer, and you do not give the consumer, stop paying. So they stopped paying the fee. Because this is going to be an increasing problem, this House file 389 solves that by moving it to point of sale. This way, so that's essentially what it does, members, and that's it.
Madam Chair, thank you. I'm Tom Rickey, representing AT&T. That's another question. We're now explaining this just in detail. We think it's an issue that has been working on for a few years. And this committee have been on this bill before. It really needs to be resolved in that as the economy of telecommunications market changes and people move away from the landline phone, that's a lost revenue source for the 911 fee. And they're migrating towards not necessarily directly to a prepaid product, but between a wireless product and a prepaid product. Prepaid is become roughly 23% of market share, and they're not getting, well, some are not getting the 911 fee. This bill is intended to streamline the system so that everyone will pay the 911 fee going forward and keep the file going.
Does anyone else want to testify for or against this bill? Okay. Questions? Members? Representative Lesch, Representative Lee, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I know I have spoken with you about this before, and to Representative Lesch. I'm not offering an amendment today because we're laying this bill over, but I do have significant concerns, and I asked the question in the Commerce Committee with Representative Atkins as well during our discussion on the omnibus bill, that there was provision put in to add an additional 4 cents onto these fees dedicated to a broadband grant fund, basically, which I think would really expand the scope of what this bill, what the intended purpose was. And this legislation is moving through several states because of that, the incidence of prepaid phones and what's happening. But using this as a fund to kind of promote broadband coverage in areas of the state is kind of outside the scope of what it is. And so I do hope if this comes back in the omnibus tax bill that will be dropped. There are other, that's the goal of certain authors within the legislature, would be other avenues for doing that. And I don't think it really belongs in the responsibility of prepaid wireless phone users to carry that responsibility. So I just wanted to make that point, and I won't offer the amendment at this time.
Thank you, Representative Lesch.
Madam Chair, I would like to offer one other amendment to the bill, and that is to delete section 16. It has some liability provisions that are already covered in other areas of law. So I just like to do that.
Representative Lesch moves an oral amendment to delete section 16 of House Bill 389. Questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Say nay. Motion carries. 16. The removal of 16 has happened and then was adopted. Other issues, concerns? Yes, Representative Lee, please.
I'm sorry, I had one other question for Representative Lesch. It had to do chapters, and then I know, part of that moved the date for, the report from the Commissioner of Public Safety, from 2014 to 2015, and I just wanted to ask about that. I probably am a little more interested in this than some members, just because I carried the bill last year, but one of the concerns I had was, how do we come up with an adequate fee to fund 911 without more than is necessary? Because that is a real concern, I think, of a lot of members, that we want to, it's a requirement that if you have a phone, you have to pay into 911, so the service is there when you need it. But it should be, we need to pay close attention to what those funds are. And that report's going to be important, because it's a little bit difficult to get a handle on exactly how much is going to be coming in, because some companies paid and then stopped paying, and some were paying, so we don't have a precise estimate, is my understanding, on what may flow into the account. So I think the sooner we get a report to properly gauge what their fee should be, the better it would be.
Representative Bloom, do you want to comment?
Madam Chair, Representative Bloom, I agree with that. The department would think they would have adequate data available to have the report at 14, so we'll be up to 15. There's a lot of, that was a fantastic idea at the time, and it still is, and the reason for that is we want to know how much we should revenue is coming in from this, because there's a lot of discussion whether this should be 80 cents as we involved. And so we want to know what that data is. We also want to know what the user check revenue in the past. So it's our full intention to keep that report in there and just keep it enough to have that report.
Assistant Commissioner Lamont, did you want to comment on this question first of all, as well? Oh, separate comment, I apologize, my apologies, okay, Representative Bloom.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair, and I just, again, want to throw that out on the table for consideration. I know this is perhaps going to get massaged a little bit, but considering how many staff bill, but, again, the need for data, and the quicker the better, I think would be a good idea, in able to know that the consumer fee is enough to provide for the service, but not so much that we're creating a pretty significant fund here, more than is necessary.
Okay, Assistant Commissioner Lamont, get a note here that it was a concern or something you want to say on this bill. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members. The Department of Revenue, Susan's on Lesch from the Department of Revenue. The Department of Revenue would like to express our concerns with this bill, because it is putting the Department of Revenue in the position of being a collector for another agency's fees. And we do have concerns about this. The proponents of the bill will mention that we do already collect some fees for other agencies, and we do collect some smaller fees that are more like annual fees. This bill would put us in the place of using the sales tax system and our relationship with all retailers as they collect the sales tax to collect this fee. And we're afraid it would set a precedent in terms of putting the department in the position of being the collector of other agencies' fees, if this were to pass. And so it is a concern we have shared with the proponents of the bill, and something that we just want to share with the committee.
Well, Chair, I mean, maybe staffing us was going to be really surprised if this was the only instance where revenue did that. And maybe that is true, but Department of Public Safety, I don't think, has any collectors or auditors on staff to handle that. I think it's not their function in government. It is the function of the Department of Revenue to do that. And it may be that we dedicate fees to go to other departmental functions where we have one state government, so we Department of Revenue. I don't recall having this conversation with before this, but I can certainly try to clarify that. I don't know if there's anything going on.
Representative Lesch was thinking maybe you knew of other instances.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, there are other taxes we collect along with sales tax. There's state taxes and there's some local taxes, including local lodging taxes, that we collect along with the state tax. So bill. I'm not sure if there's any other state fees we collect, but there are other taxes that we collect in the
You're the tax collector.
Since we are the collector.
Who would you suggest would do this? if
Well,
not the
well,
fire
it is a conundrum, because we are in a good position, but we're just afraid of the precedent that we set. And I can actually provide a couple of examples of the fees that we
So
collect.
you would like to undercut your own argument now, okay?
Well, no, I'm just, but the examples though do show, a difference. We do a dry cleaner fee that is then passed on to, the pollution control agency, but that is an annual fee. It's paid once a year, and it's paid by about, a much smaller number. We also do the solid waste management taxes. They started out being a sales tax in the eighties, and then over the years, they have been evolved into a different type of a measurement. It's not actually a tax, but, and that is paid by 800 people who are in the solid waste business. So there are some things that we do, but the magnitude of them are quite on a very different scale than this proposal would be.
Give us a Lesch. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. If there is nothing else, we're gonna lay this bill. There's another testifier, I apologize. Sorry, anyone else like to testify for or against this bill? Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My name is Jamie Poole, and I am the president of the Minnesota Grocers Association, and I'm here to speak in opposition of House File 389. We're a state trade association around for over 115 years. We have over 200 retail members with nearly 1,100 stores statewide, as well as approximately 115 distribution and manufacturing partners. We employ over 125,000 union Minnesotans. Our concerns today with the bill in its current form. Today's system holds a few national wireless carriers responsible for the collection and remittance of this E911 fee. This legislation shifts that responsibility to the local businesses selling prepaid wireless cards on behalf of the national carriers. We believe that obviously as members of our communities, we strongly support the funding of E911 service and acknowledge the need to have mechanisms and support to support the program. E911 services in part by fees charged to phone bills. For mobile phones, this fee, E911, is collected on your monthly bill payment. When a phone is prepaid, mobile phone or a prepaid phone card, the fee is collected when the phone or minutes are activated by the national wireless carrier. This bill directly shifts this collection to Minnesota local grocers and convenience stores. The legislation would require each retail transaction of prepaid wireless service to collect an 80-cent E911 fee plus the Access Minnesota fee as well as the broadband fee. The fee then must be itemized as a separate line item on all receipts, requiring retailers to set up an entire new system as well. The fees that are collected must be submitted to the Department of Revenue, again creating a whole new system for all retail locations. One of the other concerns is the language of the bill that the department shall post notice of any fee changes on its website at least 30 days in advance of the effective date of the fee change. Then again, it is the responsibility of the seller to go back and monitor the department's website in the notice of the fee change. This creates one more administrative burden back to the retailer, as well as potentials for inconsistency in the program at checkout. This legislation does allow the retailer to retain 3% of the combined fee, not the broadband fee, but the 80 cents and the Minnesota fee, but there is no provision for upfront costs. The 3% is about 2 cents per card sold. Independent grocers and convenience stores will be affected by most by additional training as well, because those consumers now at checkout will have to be explained as to why these separate items are on their receipts. We appreciate the opportunity. I know that the argument would be we don't have to sell the cards, and we understand that. But we do allow, where there's a very competitive marketplace out there, we appreciate being able to offer one-stop shop for time-pressed families. This bill also creates a competitive disadvantage to brick and mortar retailers against online sales, as there is not a provision that they have to pay the same fee. And again, the amendment for the 4-cent broadband service is also a great concern, putting more burdens on us to explain what all of these fees are at retail. So we ask that you would oppose this legislation in its current form. I'm happy to stand for questions. Thank you.
Your testimony is full, and I see there are others. Please.
Chair, members of the committee, my name is Jackie Mines, and I'm the Director of Emergency Communication Networks. We are the division that collects the 911 fee currently today from the wireless, the wireline, and the VoIP subscribers. And we, as mentioned earlier, distribute that to the public safety answering points in the state so that they may answer the 911 calls that are generated by these devices, and we provide the backbone of that 911 network and the radio network to respond. I am speaking in support of the prepaid wireless bill. We've been working with the wireless carriers for the last 3 years, and I believe that this bill is a mechanism to provide fair and equitable methodology to collect that fee from purchasers of prepaid wireless services. We also believe that with the migration of wireless from contracts, month-to-month contracts to prepaid, it is important to public safety and to the integrity of keeping that fund alive that we pass this bill. Our stakeholders, the Sheriff's Association, the Police Chiefs Association, Ambulance, and Fire Associations are all in favor of this bill. To Representative Moon's point, I would like to mention that we are more than willing to adjust that reporting process to whatever makes sense. We've continued to do research and monitor other states that have passed the bill, and it's taken a while for states to start to see revenue collection. So we just wanted to make sure that we had some data available to be able to put together, and we can do that on a 6-month rotation at first if whatever works. We're willing to do that. We collect it and we would monitor it anyway. And to the grocer's point about putting that information on our website whenever the fee is increased, we are certainly willing to send out letters. We do so today to wireless, wireline, and VoIP providers who send us fees, but we have that data from them directly. We, at this point in time, never work with retailers, so we would not have that data, and if the Grocers Association was willing to share it with us, we'd be happy to send out letters as well, and we usually send them out 90 days in advance. So with that, I'd entertain any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hines, appreciate you being here. Is there anyone else who wants to testify for or against this bill? Okay, questions? None. We're going to lay over Representative Lesch's bill for possible conclusion and comments. Okay. Thank you, Representative Lesch. And now Representative Adam Lewis, I apologize, House Bill 1724 for possible